Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Let's talk about Angie. Angie! Oh, Angie! Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for over 30 years. And they've made it easier than ever to tackle home projects. Their nationwide network has experts in everything from plumbing and landscaping to roofing, remodels, and more. You can read verified reviews and request and compare notes to find your best price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to get the job done well. Download the Angie app today or visit ANGI.com.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
From your glade. That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories. Yes. So, Benjamin Kissel,
Yeah.
what did you learn over your summer break?
I learned how to go camping.
Really?
I went camping in San Antonio, Texas.
That must have been very hot.
It was very hot, and apparently you're not supposed to have any fires, but I didn't read that until we were done camping, and I had a massive fire.
Why did you
So
set
that
a
was
big, massive
nice.
fire in the middle of a dry desert? Or?
It was in the fire pit.
Oh,
so
okay.
everything was fine. Everything
That's
was fine. No
so you
problems
didn't,
there.
So you're not
Nothing
leaving
was
away.
ablaze.
So you didn't leave Texas,
I'm not a
and there's
felon.
not like a bunch of stories about like
No.
mysterious Bigfoot sets national reserve
No,
of a place. Like,
I'm
is
not
that-
wanted by any authorities.
That's all I ask. All I
Absolutely.
want is to come back from summer break, everyone refreshed,
Yeah.
re-energized, not guilty of a crime.
Not guilty of any crimes.
It's extremely important to me.
Absolutely. I learned that I can sweat in parts of my body that I forgot existed.
Well, you have the thing about us is that as we age too, what's fun is that our bodies become more mysterious. So, like,
They
you know,
do.
John Mayer.
John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Yes.
He said certain bodies are a wonderland.
That's
right?
one of his, disgusting songs.
But
I find
these-
that song to be disgusting.
It is, because mostly it's about, like looking a very beautiful woman's crevices, any one of her crevices, which
Sure.
but I love that, right?
But
I
his
love
fan base tends to be 13, but maybe not anymore. I don't know. I'm not, whatever.
But the thing is, our bodies, they're becoming like a haunted house. Where you open up a door, like, and you think, like, oh,
What's
that's
in there?
That's going to be his normal side of his body, but
Absolutely.
oh no, there's all these hidden nooks and crannies.
Absolutely. And of course, it's quite easy for us to lose weight and get in shape. We're just choosing not to.
You know what I learned over summer break?
What's that?
I work too hard. I care too much.
That's unbelievably, well, first of all, no. You can't just say that.
I care too much. I give too much.
What did you do
And
over summer break?
Did
you do anything?
Ooh, I smoked a lot of weed.
Okay.
I learned Crusader Kings 3.
Did you do anything that you wouldn't have done if we were working?
No.
Anything? Did you do anything that was like not?
I went
like
to
normal?
Moza, my favorite restaurant in LA.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I got drunk on my
Fantastic.
couch.
Oh, great. Alone.
I grilled by myself.
That's sad.
It was nice.
It's sad.
I love the silence of the grave.
Yeah.
Without everybody being dead. Because then you know that you can choose to hear your loved ones if you want, but at the same time, they can go shush, 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 shush.
Absolutely.
If you want as well.
Well, welcome to Side Stories, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend and hope everyone had a good end of summer because it's coming towards an end.
Oh, man, we're
I'm a
careening
football
into it.
fan, so I'm happy about football coming back, but I am not happy about winter coming, although now we live in sunny Los Angeles, so winter is actually like a nice summer.
It's hotter than ever.
Isn't that interesting?
I want to say, first of all, Kissel, right before we got into the break, obviously, there was a little bit of a controversy, Kissel's obsession with tomatoes.
Well,
and
we're going through a
Marcus
tomato
asked-
drought.
Yeah, sure. And then Marcus,
That's true.
Yeah. And then Marcus asked straight up, because I remember, and then I'm kind of haunted by this, because then Marcus, he asked, because we brought him as a special guest on Side Stories last week,
Yeah.
and he's like, Is this what Side Stories is?
It is.
You talking about tomatoes.
Well, why was he surprised about that?
Because he thought we'd be doing something else.
Yeah, because his side project is a show that he equally does research for.
He does too much work on that show.
He does way too much work on No Dogs. I mean, check it out. It's a fantastic show.
Fantastic. It shows. The work shows.
Technically, we all have about the same ratings. We all kind of get the same amount of listeners. So is he technically stupid? We don't know.
Well, because he's stupid. In this one aspect, we're winning.
It reminds me of a gym teacher who asked his students, who do you think is the smartest teacher in the school? And all of them said, the science teacher. And the gym teacher says, no, me, because I get paid the same amount of money and I play with kids all day.
My whole thing is,
dodgeball.
I
play dodgeball with kids all day.
Yeah, see, that's a better sentence.
Thank you.
But there has been a big old one thing that came up. I got emailed quite a bit about this idea that this story about a semi-truck that was carrying 150,000 tomatoes had crashed on the I-80 outside of Vacaville, California, and it shut down, or Vacaville, we're not sure the pronunciation. And it shut down the highway. But that's the only tomato-based story I even want to bring up.
I think it's fantastic. No crime here. Have a little fun with it. It's a great day to be a little bird or any other animal that enjoys tomatoes. You do have free tomatoes here at this point.
Unless
however,
this was a vegetable terrorist attack.
It could be a vegetable terrorist attack.
Destabilizing, like when they let all the birds out, when PETA does that.
Absolutely. Of course, PETA is only there to make money and they don't actually save animals. So donate to the ASPCA, which is a fantastic organization.
It is. I think so still. I don't know.
Oh, they are.
I hope.
They are. They're fine.
Also, anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody who purchased a shirt with our combination of us and Meth Syndicate.
Yeah.
With the I Suck Satan's Dick in Salem, Massachusetts.
Red Dick, which really adds a flavor to it.
It does.
And I'm proud of everyone that's taken pictures and posted them on Instagram. I see it.
I can't wait.
And I'm happy. And I'm just going to say this. If you are going in for the job interview, depending on the job, most likely not going to want to wear that one.
Maybe not.
But if you're going to be like super cool janitor, maybe you do wear it.
Absolutely. If you want to come here hip and with it, you can wear it. But sometimes you're not always auditioning to be a DJ, are we?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But
AI is taking over that as well.
But we're getting that. We're going to be getting that check soon, and we're going to be. I'm going to reveal the name of the charity. We're not ready to blow it up because
MILFs. It's called MILFs for Guns.
Yes,
and we're going to arm MILFs.
Yes,
and of course they're going to absolutely love that.
We're sending Lisa Ann to Afghanistan, even though the war is over.
Well, that's why she's needed there more than ever.
Yes, but we're gonna name that charity, but outside of the shirt mentioned, because they asked if we're gonna be donating to this thing for kids, can you please not say we're all sucking Satan's cock while we're doing it?
Absolutely.
But they don't understand that's the ultimate satanic trick, because that's what real Satanists do: give in secret.
Absolutely, indeed. You must give. We have to help one another. Well, speaking of giving, this truck driver who gave the road 1,500 tomatoes, or 150,000 tomatoes rather, unfortunately, they did have some minor injuries, and they did complain of some pain.
What, the tomatoes?
No, the individual who crashed this, he said...
The guy went, oh, and all the chefs who came out, they were like, oh, look, it's a free tomato. And they came out there, and the cars were swerving and stuff, like, oh, someone is obliged my nice white chef's uniform with these corpses.
Yes.
Tomato corpses.
You are minimizing this a little bit, because there was two people in one of the cars hit by the semi, and one of those people had a broken leg. So now who feels like the tomato?
Throw some tomatoes on it.
Rub tomatoes on it.
That's called that Italian Robitussin.
Absolutely. And be very careful. According to the California Highway Patrol, tomato peels are slippery.
Wow.
So there you go. In tomato news, we've covered it.
I am glad we did.
And we're the number one source for tomato news.
So far.
Absolutely.
Unless these fucking tomato bastards start getting into the podcast game.
Well, I'm just happy that the banana is gone. Who cares about the banana peel? Now we're on to tomato peels, and I think that's much more appropriate because it's the color of blood.
I also, tomato peel, it's not that slippery.
I mean,
a banana peel, it's not that slippery.
Well, it is if you slip on it. So anyway, what other stories do we have? We have one serious story, but we'll get to that in a second.
Speaking of slips, this was one of my favorites, right? My favorite style of weirdness in our things that we cover, right? Because my favorite author, PKD. I know you'd be surprised.
Philip K. Dick.
Philip K. Dick. I know you'd be surprised that Frank Herbert. Frank Herbert, I love Dune, but I don't know about the rest of his books. Where Philip K. Dick, I enjoy his entire oeuvre.
Did he write more books than Dune?
he wrote a couple. He had a submarine drama that was called
cool.
"The Boys Down Below" or something. He had a couple other things, and then but mostly he's known for Dune.
Okay.
Right? But Philip K. Dick is very important to me, and what we know about Philip K. Dick, have you done any of the reading? If you're a cool person, if you're someone I want to be around, you know
I don't know
that
if those are mutually exclusive, but
he actually had what he calls a time slip. This idea that he had a sort of, it was a mental break in one way, or was it a mental success?
this isn't something that a bride takes off after she's married and she throws it to all of her bridesmaids. Hopefully one catches them so they can find love also.
I always find it weird in a wedding that you're supposed to go up there with your teeth and go up and you're like, your
Some do
fucking
it.
wife's father is there and
Some
you got
do
to fucking rifle around her pussy hairs with your mouth and
Well,
shit,
one
which
of
is
the-
fine.
I'm not married for many reasons, but one of them is I don't like wedding tradition.
We did
but
not do a lot of wedding traditions
I don't
when we
like
got
it.
married
It's
because it
creepy
is
to me.
weird. I mean, the idea of like, I want to do that, but I want to do it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Philip K. Dick is not one of those slips. Philip K. Dick had a real-time slip where he believed he was approached by this non-human intelligence called Valis that shot a laser of information to his head that revealed to him that time was not linear and that he looked at a version of himself in ancient Rome that he believed was happening concurrently with our reality.
Sure.
And there actually, I was just reading an article by a occult author, Mitch Horowitz, that also has come forward with believe that there is lab confirming this idea that time is not linear, that it is all happening at once.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
Stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks, and that precognition can actually maybe be proved in a laboratory to be real. I'm sorry, I'm touching your skin like this.
You are. It's very exciting because then it can always be 2011, the last year the Packers won the Super Bowl.
Sure, because he says, and this is this weird, the way they figured it out in the lab, right? The way they figured it out, and this is weird, is that what they'll do is give you 2 vocabulary tests. That they'll give a vocabulary test, a memorization, right? Where they give you a list of words, and then you do a cold test where you try to repeat back the memorized words that you just did. But according to this experiment, what they wanted to say was that you'll do a follow-up lesson after you do the test, where you have the same words, but what you do is you go through with an instructor after you do the cold test, where you go, here are all the words, here are what they mean, and
Bit of a warmer test.
Yes, but what they show, according to this test, they said that they have a statistical analysis. There's enough of a bump that says more people are better at the first test when they do a test afterwards. So literally, the training that they got about the words after the test, because time is not linear, show that they were better at the test before the warm-up because they had already had the warm-up if time was not linear.
Well,
You know what
maybe
I'm saying?
they got a little too cocky with it and they really didn't try to use their brain to its full capacity.
I don't know. But
Who knows?
I don't know what all this means, but it points towards this idea that maybe,
Just maybe.
just maybe,
Just
time and the idea of time, lateral moving time, is not something that is real. Linear time. Is
I
not
believe
real,
it.
right?
Why not? And of course, because your ultimate fear is death, something I embrace on a regular basis,
You love
but
it.
you don't die.
No, you will. Who knows? Well, eventually do die, but your time,
you die?
your time is been done already, and then we are here just living out. You know, some people get really afraid because they think that means fate, and we're locked into our fates. But I don't know.
No.
It's more just that time and everything. We have access to all times,
Yeah.
right? Apparently, but there is one place apparently where it is so common to have a time slip that's actually become known for it, and this is Bold Street in Liverpool.
Oh, in Liverpool,
Now,
home of the Beatles.
They're where the Beatles are.
Yeah.
Apparently, where the Beatles are has a bit of a urban legend, which is to say that when you go down the streets of Bold Street, you can see in this picture, it's nice.
It's a nice looking street. They have a bunch of different kinds of lights hanging. It looks like there's cars on the ground. It looks like there's people going to a sock hop, perhaps.
I don't know. I don't know what British people do. We'll find out.
Well, sock hops.
In October, we'll find out. But he says that on Bold Street, that more than one person have slipped into another time.
Intriguing indeed.
There was one man, a man by the name of Frank, right? Former cop. That's who you know he's believable.
Absolutely. They would never lie.
They never lie.
Absolutely.
One Saturday in July of 1996, Frank and his wife, Carol, He was in Liverpool to do some shopping. They went to Central Station and the couple, did they give a bit of a slip up there? They went down there and they went with a bit of a slipperoo to a different time period there.
No.
Right? Carol went to Dylan's bookshop in Bold Street to purchase a copy of Irvin Welsh's new book, Trainspotting.
Oh, Trainspotting. That movie makes me nauseous and
Very
sick.
disgusting.
And never do heroin. Please be safe.
But Frank said he was walking around. He was looking about 20 minutes. He was walking the street. Him and his wife split up. And he walked near, he was near the Lyceum.
He was looking for a CD. Just put a little timestamp on it.
Yeah, so you know, because that's what we used to do all day. That's all we used to do.
Compact disc. I used to go to Weeby's CDs.
Oh, me too. I remember
They
the
buy
CD
used.
warehouse. I remember the
Absolutely.
CD warehouse understood that we were maybe sort of stealing from the back of Borders and selling those DVD sets to the CD warehouse because they were like, stop selling them here. We know you're stealing them.
Absolutely.
But he said that he went out, he was walking on the street, and then all of a sudden he stepped into a dead spot where it was quiet, a little suspiciously quiet.
Oh, my goodness.
And then he saw a small box van. It looked something from the 1950s. It sped across his path. And he's like, what the fuck? And he noticed that the van had the name Kaplan's emblazed on the side, right?
Okay, maybe it's
and
a
everybody
deli.
knows the Kaplan's from a long time ago.
Okay, so Kaplan's doesn't exist anymore in
Right?
1996.
He crossed the road, he saw the Dylan's bookshop. It's no longer there.
Okay.
And he goes, oh, well, one for Bibbidi Bop. I went to go take a look at the bookstore there.
What was there?
Next thing I know, it was another store. So the name for Crips.
Oh, it was called Crips and not Dylan's.
No, and he was like, oh, what's that going to be? And he found out it's a bit of a pharmacy then.
Whoa,
Right?
that's not a bookstore at all.
He looked in the window for Crips and he saw no books on display, but he saw windows of women's handbags and shoes, right? And he saw that
Wow.
people were wearing clothes that would have been in vogue in the 40s and 50s, and the men wore trilbies.
Trilbies. Now, what's a trilby?
I think it's a cock ring.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
yeah.
You can tell by the tightness of walk.
Well, transfer me to that time period,
But they had
please. I love a good ring.
Long overcoats. The women wore scarves, berets, pillbox hats, all right? And the possibility, he said, like, what happened? They just, like,
What's
walk
going
into
on?
this. He cited a girl of about 20, right? Who was dressed like she was 1996. And he grabbed her, right? And he was just like, ma'am, what time are we in?
Now, is it possible he's just accidentally grabbed this woman or purposely grabbed this woman and came up with this story in retrospect so he doesn't seem like a groper?
No.
Okay.
He grabbed this woman, right? And he said, like, did you see that then? Did you see what happened, how everything changed, right? She's like, yeah, I thought there was a new shop that had just opened. I was going to go look at the clothes, but now it's a bookshop.
So she saw Dylan's.
So she saw Crips.
She saw
flipped around.
Crips.
She saw it too, and then she got there and she realized it was a bookstore. Time slip, bro.
Time slip.
Yeah, man. Time keeps on slipping into the past.
Wow.
If you're in Liverpool.
So he wanted to go buy a Eurythmics CD, and next thing you know, he's in a whole nother era, a whole nother century. And now the question is, where's his wife?
in hell.
Oh,
no,
my.
she showed right back up.
She
And
did.
but that wasn't the only time either. There's been several instances of a time slip on Bold Street. This has happened again. This happened to another person because they were walking down the street.
Is it possible everything just kind of looks the same? You get a little drunk, you have a couple of beers, a little bit of suds in your tummy, and next thing you know, you're like, whoa, this is a different street than I remember because you're on a different street.
How dare you deny the impossible? It might be very... That might be
It
true.
could be that. I don't know. I mean, I'm also like I'm down. I just feel like, again, if I'm going to have a time slip, can you bring me like someplace else?
Oh, yeah,
somewhere
man.
cooler?
This is another story. This is a story of a man named Sean. He was shoplifting in Liverpool.
And you know he's telling the truth because he admitted that he was shoplifting.
Maybe he was shopping. Maybe he was stealing, right? He ran away from a security guard, right? This is like from a YA book. And so he stole something from a store. He ran away from a security guard. And the thinking he get away from him, he then slipped into another toy.
That's a hell of a way to escape.
He's trying to shake off the guard, right? He turned into a dead end. It was called Brooks Alley. Right?
Okay.
And by this time, he was out of breath and he started to get a tight sensation in his chest. I know what that's like. We're on the exercise bike.
Hypertension.
He soon realized that he wasn't just there anymore. It wasn't something was weird, right?
Yeah.
And then something was weird with the atmosphere. Now, he waited for the guard to catch up. That's how bad of a thief he was.
Right, yeah. Why would you ever do that? You got to get the heck out of there, man.
The guard never appeared. So he thinking that maybe, hey, I'll give him a bit of a slip then. Right?
A time slip.
He sauntered back out and he started to walk down Hanover Street again. And he realized something was wrong.
Is it possible that the guards, like the guards here in America, who are not legally allowed to stop you if you're shoplifting?
That's the best part.
Is it possible the guard just didn't care to follow him?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But this time he went and he looked at the road, The road, it looked different. And so did the pavement. And he noticed cars. They're driving by. Look very old-fashioned then. Right? And he was like, oh, the roadworks, I thought the roadworks were
different,
there.
yeah.
But then I looked, roadworks were gone then. Right? And so the people around him, they were wearing strange clothes. And he crossed over to Bold Street. There was, there's a traffic light there. It wasn't here before.
The traffic light wasn't there before.
Meanwhile, he's carrying this fucking,
God knows
rubber butt he stole from the
dildo,
store. Right?
something like that, yeah.
And he carried on walking, right? And then he's like, something's fucking back. And then he realized, I've stepped back in time.
Back in time.
Whoa, what happened then? What have happened? And then he takes out his cell phone. Right, so he still has got a cell phone, right?
Right.
So he takes it out. He's got all these people from another time
I mean,
period.
they might think he's
around
a witch or something with that.
I don't know, but he said no signal.
I mean, it's London. It's England.
There's
it's
no
Liverpool. There's no.
No, London's a very big city.
London has the worst Wi-Fi in the country, in the world.
Yes, sure, but still, right?
Okay.
He was like, oh, no one's going to. He went over to his newspaper stand and he's like, what day is it, sir? And he's just like, oh, you deaf? Of course. It's May 18th, 1967.
Whoa!
He traveled back in time, dude. And what are you going to do? How do I get back to my own time? What about family? What
What
about
did he
friends,
do?
right? Right, so he sped up this pace. He reached the jewelers, right? He tried his phone again. This time it worked. And then he sighed with relief and he looked around and he realized his body and his side of the street had returned to the present. But then when he looked around, he saw down the street. It was 1967.
Well, isn't that something unbelievable? And I think that that's fascinating. And in no way is a cop and a thief untrustworthy sources for any of these stories.
But I want to know, have you ever experienced a time slip? Email sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com because I find it very interesting.
I just want to go to a funner time.
I mean, I've had those. I mean, like, I'll blame, this is back in the day, but I
want to
definitely
go
will blame.
to pre 420-99. I want to go back to
Sure.
418 because 420 was Columbine and then everything changed.
Everything changed.
And I believe that was also before Woodstock 99.
Yes.
So
Things were chill.
It was just chill time.
But I kind of wonder, because I know one time I was driving around LA. This is like one of my first pilot seasons in LA. And it was really the first time I got some good ass fucking Cali weed, right?
Sure.
This is not, you shouldn't be doing this. I smoked a bunch of weed and I was driving around, right? Like,
Very
it's a thing,
dangerous to
like-
do, sure.
But in my mind, I remember driving down Sunset Boulevard about 2 o'clock in the morning,
Nothing
right?
bad happens on that street.
No, dude, nothing. And I was driving out there, and I remember that song came on that was from the 1960s, been like, come on, people now, smile on the breath of
Right.
everybody gets
Together, try to love one another.
And I was driving
I
down
mean, it didn't
Sunset
work,
Boulevard. No,
Yeah.
failed. The whole generation failed.
Yeah.
And I was driving down the street, and I saw in my mind all the kids up against the flower power, right? And then they got the signs in the wall. No nukes for jukes, right? So I saw those signs.
Okay.
And then maybe for a second, like, I did sort of see them. And I was like walking.
I mean,
I was
maybe they were
like,
just
this would be
protesting the war that we were in.
No,
currently.
man, she was empty because the goon squads come around and they knock all the homeless people in the head if they're sleeping on the street.
I see.
And so I was walking and I was like, man, maybe I am slipping back in time. Because I felt it. I felt what it must have been like. I saw in my head, I projected in my head what that time period must have
You
been
would
like.
complain
1968.
so much.
Yeah, hey, I'm not there.
No.
No. Well, I feel like I would have been into the drugs, but not into the, who knows?
But you know
seemed
what?
Like it was fun.
To be honest, the weed sucked. That's the problem.
Well,
the
it
weed
was
was
all
not
dirt.
good.
It was all
It was
dirt-ass
dirty
weed.
swag, and I don't mind some swag. You roll up a big old joint.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
And
I
you
some
can-
like some mids. I've come around to mids.
Mids are just fine, but that's all you can get.
Yeah.
And then you have to go through
But did
your
I
buddy
experience
who
a
is
time slip? Or was that just imagination?
just your imagination.
Oh.
And then you would also have to go back to the drug dealer. But at that time, you really didn't want to hang out with your drug dealer because they were like a dude named Kai, and everyone knows their name was like Tyler, and he just like changed it last month.
Yeah.
And it's just really annoying. So you would actually be quite frustrated. Nothing on television.
No, I'd be mad about that.
Yeah, limited. It would go off the air at like 9.
Well, this is because I know what TV's like now. Back then, that'd be regular for us. And we
Yeah.
wouldn't know how much we were missing out.
Rise from your grave.
A roast as dark as the night, perfect for fueling the cryptid research and mad ravings required for your podcasting. Don't mind the red eyes, he's just trying to warn you of the bridge. The bridge! Finally, from the caffeine-addled brains of Spring Hill Jack Coffee and Last Podcast on the Left, we bring you Mothman's Red Eye Blend. Yes, delicious Panama beans. Go to lastpodcastmerch.com to order yours today.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room, okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right, $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan, because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
It's obvious we love true crime, but it does make us feel a little paranoid about what's out there, as it should. And that's why it's so important to get a home security system that gives you peace of mind. With SimpliSafe, you can stop crimes before they even start using their AI-powered cameras to identify threats on your property and alert US-based live agents to take action. Like arriving in a helicopter in the night, coming down from the helicopter, zipping down and breaking through the windows with their big axes, and going through the house, ripping through the walls, finding the criminals. It's easy to do. SimpliSafe has been a game changer for us. And the best part, there's no long-term contract. We've used it since the very early days of SimpliSafe here at LPN, and it keeps us safe, doesn't it? It keeps all of our thoughts inside the building. Then there's the ones we let out because they have to go out, because that's a part of it. But SimpliSafe keeps the other thoughts safe. And for that, we say thank you, SimpliSafe. And we want you to experience the same peace of mind as we, which is why we've partnered with SimpliSafe to offer an exclusive discount to all of our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/LPOTL. That's half off at simplisafe.com/LPOTL. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
What did we do when we were kids? Sometimes you would get drunk and you would take one of those shopping carts that were motorized and used for people who were supposed to have disabilities, but mostly it was just for morbidly obese people who ate themselves out of walking.
You're talking about it has the fun, flirty name of Rascal.
Rascal. A man, he got real hammered, right? And then he went on a joyride on a motorized Walmart shopping cart.
That's
No,
not bad.
apparently this is illegal.
What?
So, yeah.
I mean, stealing, it's probably the most illegal part.
His name is Aaron Gregory, a man named with 2 first names. So,
it's a problem.
again, you can't trust him either. He haphazardly drove this Walmart scooter down the aisles, and he ran into shelves and displays, and he created danger for other patrons.
Oh, he's just being chaotic.
And he struck a bunch with the scooter. But my question is, these scooters don't really get going that fast.
They can Have you never been rubber tired, or was it flat tired?
Flat tired?
By somebody in a wheelchair?
Yeah, but also
it hurts.
I'm sure it does. You got to get out of the way.
No, but it's like Ed's taking care of his mom, his late mother's dog that's 15 years is ancient, and it always has a cone on its head. Tootsie, it always got a cone on its head. And the thing is, I was hanging out the other day, and the cone keeps cutting my shins because she can't see. She's blind as fuck.
See. That's why she's got the cone.
She keeps smashing into things with the cone, and it just hurts, right? And so it's the same thing. It's that shin pain.
It's kind of the same thing in a very, very different kind of way. So this guy, he's absolutely hammered, and he's driving around, again, in one of these motorized carts, which is so fun to do. But it turns out in his backpack, he had an open bottle of Smirnoff, and that was the vodka. And then Gregory was seen that night busted for driving under the influence. So he got a DUI. This is what we call a bender.
Well, yeah, he's having a bad Wednesday.
Depends. It's a Sunday, so he had a DUI Saturday night. And then Sunday, you still got to go to Walmart. But you're still hammered, you can't stand. So then on the way, you
can't drive.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
So,
it's hard because there but for the grace of God go we. I think about that all the time, about how that man's just doing a killdozer on a real small local scale.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's frustrated with his lot in life. He obviously has a substance abuse issue, problem. If you're drunken and driving that much.
He also was waiting. He just delayed the hangover, and he just wanted to delay, when you wake up and you do something real stupid and you're drunk, like get a DUI, like that's just like, what happened? And then as your dream fades and reality comes in,
you realize all the things that you've done and like the bridges that you burned the night before.
Right, like how much work it's going to take to repair all of that, and the thousands of dollars you have to pay for a DUI these days. Yeah. And then sometimes you lose your license for multiple months. Most of the time you do. So I think he just wanted to have one more day of pure bliss.
Yeah, and just like in the fog of booze, and now like, we'll all handle this. Like, it's a long weekend. We can get to this on Tuesday.
Yes. And so anyway, apparently these vehicles can go 10 miles an hour. So he was charged with disorderly conduct and open containers.
Yeah,
and,
it's the booze. If he didn't have booze, people would just think he's fun. Technically, he's just like Nathan Fielder or something. He's doing like the prank comedy.
Yeah. Also, Judge Aaron Peacock. He barred Gregory from returning to Walmart for 6 months.
Oh, he loved that.
So he can't go to Walmart for 6 months. So what a day for Aaron Gregory.
But you know what I would do if I was him?
What?
I'd park outside of that Walmart.
You can't
every day.
You can't.
Why not?
Oh, Walmart parking lot is Walmart, my friend. Absolutely.
Right on the edge of the sidewalk, though. That's what I keep being like, this ain't Walmart. That's how you know.
You're stuck in Walmart.
Yeah, but that's how you know. That's if he's real, that's what he'd do.
Yes. Also,
because then he'd always make sure that he knows. Like, oh yeah, so I guess I'm just across the street from the Walmart. Like you just do that. Just minding my business on public property.
It seems like he's going to get another DUI. Also, if I didn't mention, this was indeed a man in Florida.
No way.
But anyway, isn't that kind of fun to remember what it was like to go around as a child with the motorized scooters? And we used to do the Piggly Wiggly. They would say, get off of those. You're fully capable boys to walk. But we're like, we're having fun.
I think more so the lesson is, I think a lot of people are like, how do I get what I want without a killdozer? That sounds like a lot of money and time and know-how.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. You'd be really surprised I really think that you'd be surprised at how much government works you can muck up with just a rascal.
Absolutely.
A rascal, a heart of gold, and your version of America in the back of your drunken mind.
Absolutely.
And you can go out there and make the America that you want, which is completely ineffectual, ground to a halt.
Absolutely. That's the goal there. Also, just an update on the Lori Vallow situation.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. The son is also now got busted for sexual assault.
So I'm just going to say it's a family thing.
The whole family's fucked.
Anyway,
there's a new documentary series coming out about it.
Yes. I don't know if this will be included because
this
family can't. This family is just really horrible.
They're fucked up. I watched a documentary series about the Hillsong Church, too, and they kind of made a big deal about it. But honestly, it's just a church. It's just that bad. It's just churches suck.
Right.
So yeah, it's a church, so it's bad.
That was the one interesting thing in San Antonio. There's so much fun stuff to do. So many fun bars and restaurants and good music. 7th largest city in the country. Did you know?
No.
I have never seen so many churches in my life, and it's all like rebel church, cool church. But it's just like
a little different here. Yeah, like our guy's got an arm tattoo.
There's a couple by daycares, and I'm just like, nah, let's separate. Okay, let's separate these.
I guess those are the ones that have the tunnels from the toilet in the basement.
Well, now
to
you
the
sound
church.
like the guy I ran into at a bar yesterday.
I mean, I'm slowly but surely. But I want to talk about the idea of so if people like to jump out of a plane for fun, that's stupid.
I don't like it. I don't. It's always people who are like, I had a drinking problem, and now I just jump out of planes with knives in my teeth.
You're talking about Travis. That's literally the idea is that people get sober and then they do something even more.
They
extreme.
always do it. Everyone. It's always just like,
extreme.
I got to get the bug up. I took up jiu-jitsu.
I mean, like it's crazy, right?
I don't know.
But what happens where like you guys are all chill with jumping out of the plane, but what if the pilot's not? That's what's really get bad. When the pilot decides to do this independent of everybody else, it's not good. A co-pilot, I like how they use the term exited a plane in midair.
I mean, it is exiting.
He did, but it sounds like exit left, right.
Gotta go, babe.
It's just like, no. During a North Carolina flight was visibly upset and possibly sick prior to departing without a parachute. Now, we give it up. We do have a specific section of listeners that are people that jump from planes. And I know for a fact that people that they love that they take pride in that it's safe and it's fun and then they do it. And so stuff like this, I imagine, makes them pretty upset.
Well, the fact that we don't hear every single day how many people have plunged to their death from planes means it's probably relatively safe.
It's working.
I just feel like for me, I never want to wake up and think, oh, that would be something to do today.
No, I'll never go to the plane. I'll never get in the car to drive to the field.
No.
It's
so active. You really have to do it.
If you somehow get me on the plane, the grip.
You would have to be a joke.
Oh, you literally have to hit me with a lead pipe. I'd
hit you with a lead
strap
pipe.
Thing, and then I'd be like, just
but then you wake up midair. It'd be kind of fun. That could be kind of fun. I had a chance. My little brother turned 30 years fun, and we did the Jurassic Park ride at Universal Studios. And you know that last dip really gets you scared.
I love that ride. I love
passed
that ride.
out.
All right, so co-pilot who quote unquote fell to his death. It's just again, he didn't trip over a banana peel or a tomato peel. He jumped. Now he was in mid-flight to North Carolina. They said that he was sick and he was described as visibly upset. The pilot in charge and the second in charge were initially on the July 29th flight, right? But only one person was on the plane when it landed.
And this was not
they keep saying this. They keep acting like it wasn't suicide. He just like oh, I don't know what happened. So the plane was a twin-engine Casa Cien 12 to a 212 Aviacar.
Pretend like you know what that means. Yeah, I know there's not passengers on it. I don't believe.
All right, so here we go. All right, so it had already flown 2 skydiver runs. It was on its way to pick up a third group. Right?
Oh, okay. So it was a skydiving plane.
It was a skydiving plane. Now, as Crooks flew the plane, that was the other. This was the guy that fell.
Jumped, yes.
Right, it fell. Right, as Crooks flew the plane on his descent to Rayford West Airport, the plane descended below the tree line and dropped, according to the report. Now, while attempting to get the plane climbing again, the right main landing gear impacted the runway surface. So he fucked up, right? The guy went, and so they were coming in, he dropped, they slammed. This is terrifying. So the pilot fucked up, dropped the plane, it hit the runway, bounced,
and then went back up.
Right? So the other pilot took over.
Oh,
right?
You don't want that to happen.
So while attempting to get the plane climbing again, the right main landing gear, all right, so it hit the ground, right? So at this point, Crooks was responsible for communicating with air traffic control while the pilot in charge flew the plane. So they hit turbulence approaching the airport again, about 20 minutes in the flight. And then he started getting upset, right? He was just like, oh man, I'm fucking this up again, man.
So you think he was mad at his ability to fly the plane?
I don't know, but they kept saying they said they quote unquote may have gotten sick, and then he said, which is just like he's a pilot of a plane that's accredited, and they're trying to. Maybe it's because they're not trying to get any smoke on this, but they kept saying. He kept saying, I'm sick, I need some air. And they're like, but you're not in a Hyundai. Well, on the ground, right? You're in the sky. And so, he said, I'm going to need some air. And then he opened up the door to the plane as they were coming down and just threw himself out at the side of it.
Charles Crooks, that's his name there. I wonder, email us if you could, sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. Can you get like when you're in the middle of the ocean, your brain starts to go crazy?
I don't know.
Does
Can you
he
get
have-
plane craziness? That's not good.
No, I don't want that to happen.
No, don't
I
bring
don't
this
think
up.
that there
We
needs
have
to
to
be
get
any.
on the
I don't
plane.
think there should be doors in the cockpit.
No.
Why would I want these people to
Well,
escape?
this is a
in any
small
way?
plane. This is a real small plane.
No, I know. So he just probably went out the side.
Yes.
But that's
He was
scary.
just like, see ya.
Goodbye. I saw a grumpy pilot the other day, and I wasn't even happy with that. He was just grumpsters. But anyway,
hey, why don't you try smiling more?
he didn't jump out of the plane though. So this guy was 23 years old, and he was discovered later in the backyard of a home. And I'm just going to tell you this: what a surprise for that homeowner.
I mean, that's a problem.
When they're just like, "What's up there?" and then it just
Especially-
lands in your yard, and then if you have a child or even a dog, it's just gonna be traumatizing. You'll have a lot of conversation you have to have that you
Well,
weren't
I'm not
expecting
trying to
have.
get too fucking, yeah, exactly, because I don't want to bore people. But, like the idea of, like, if you have a house, right, and you look out there, you know how much money you drop in these lawns? You know how much money is that? Each one of those lawns, you can put
You
$2,000.
think that's the main problem here?
Yeah, I mean, he ruined the lawn.
He may have.
The pilot ruined the lawn.
I don't know what the lawn looked like to start
Again,
with.
I actually am really also kind of surprised. Maybe there's somebody out there that knows, because I know we have parachuters out there. So sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. Why didn't nobody just grab him? Why don't you just grab him? As soon as he goes for the door, you're like, obviously he's freaking out. Maybe there wasn't enough time. But like that idea of him being like, I need some air, and then just opening the door and then just flying out of the plane. Like, I feel like, isn't it a process to open a plane door? Like, maybe I'm wrong with those types of jump planes. Maybe I'm
Well, I
incorrect.
think the whole point is that you open the door to jump out. The pilot in charge stated that the second in charge got up from his seat, removed his headset, apologized, and then departed from the airplane via the aft ramp door. So he did say, I'm sorry, and then he jumped. So obviously this guy was going through something. I guess he could have taken the whole plane down with him. So I don't know if you are the pilot in charge. Maybe it's just, I don't know what to tell you anymore.
Maybe it's happening so fast, or maybe you're coming into the runway too fast, and like that's what it is, because he jumped out as they were reapproaching the runway. So he was coming down, they were coming down in the plane, and then I guess just like you have to fly the plane, because if you don't, you're fucked too.
Yeah. So
well, sounds scary. Well, hope that doesn't happen to us.
Absolutely.
I feel like,
No,
I feel
it
like,
won't.
with us on big planes, that it might be difficult to do that.
I think it is. And most of the pilots
you
are a
have to get
little
through 5
older.
people. You got to get through a bunch of people before you do it. Because obviously, a lot of times you got to sit. That's what your job is. Because you got to sit first class all the time because of your size. If you see the pilot try to fucking kill everybody, you actually have to stop this.
I would stop that from happening. I've never seen that occur. The only time I've ever seen a fight take place near a cockpit is when a person demanded to go to the bathroom. But when the pilot's in the bathroom, they put the little
go.
gate out there.
You can't go.
Because you can't go. And then that person really freaked out. And I said, buddy, you're making this really difficult for all of us. And then I think that they did end up urinating themselves.
I hear what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, man. It's a long flight.
Live from your grave.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Ben Kissel here with Henry Zabrowski.
Yeah, it's me, man.
Yeah, bro. Henry Zabrowski is smoking some of that sweet last podcast on the left, babe. So go out there and purchase yourself some. I hope you enjoy it. We have sativa, we have indica, and we have a hybrid. And I have to tell you, from my personal experience, they are wonderful.
Super tasty live resin. You really get that delicious weedy taste, which is what I like. And
Yes.
3 different experiences. You go to your local vape store and get it.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. We absolutely love you. Can't wait to see you on the road and get that vape, put it in your brain, and have a good time.
And if you want us at your favorite weed store, give them a call and ask for them by name. Last
Absolutely.
podcast on the left, it's weed.
Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan.
This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. You know, stigma shows up in a lot of different places. I know I had to explain to my handyman about the devil imagery in my home. I had to explain that in our home, El Diablo es bueno. And he reluctantly agreed. I think largely just because he was in my home and he was scared. But over time, he began to see, the devil can be my amigo. See, even in 2026, stigma can get in the way of a lot of things, right? My handyman almost didn't put up my floating media cabinet, right? You got to get support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking the first step yourself because you're busy, worried what others will think, or telling yourself you should handle it alone. No, you need a team. Get therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform. Give me a space to slow down and talk through what's building before it feels unmanageable.
So let's take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of ethics and are fully qualified. So don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/lastpod. That's betterhelp.com/lastpod.
Back to school season. You've got the new backpack, the folders, the 17 highlighter colors. But there's one essential that never makes the shopping list. Their pillow. And we all know better school days start with better sleep. So we've got big news. Coop Sleep Goods is running their back-to-school sale. Save 20% on the entire collection. Spend $150 or more and get a free gift. The sale starts July 28th and ends August 25th. From cooling pillows to mattress toppers that transform thin dorm room mattresses, the only thing left to blame for a bad night's sleep is their insomniac roommate. Coop's pillows are adjustable, built to fit how your kid sleeps, whether that's a twin XL dorm bed or their room at home. Spend $150 or more and get a free Ultra Tech pillow protector. Head to coopsleepgoods.com/comedy. COOP sleepgoods.com/comedy. 20% off plus a free pillow protector with $150 or more.
Hey, listeners. Marcus, Ed, and Henry here. It's a little bit of an announcement.
You loving all the episodes of Last Podcasts on the Left lately? Well, listen, now you can get even more from us.
Squeeze it out of us. If you want to hear new episodes ad-free and unlock access to Last Podcast on the Left 7 days early, subscribe to SiriusXM Podcast Plus on Apple Podcasts or visit SiriusXM.com/Podcast Plus to start your free trial today. Do it.
Well, speaking of something on a slightly more serious note than having to go to the bathroom on an airplane,
I want to cover this just real quick.
This is
because this is a story is unfolding. 10 people, like this shit's fucked.
Well, now they're saying upwards of 11.
It's 11 people died on a spree stabbing attack in an indigenous reserve in Saskatchewan, Canada. 2 brothers are named as the people who, in the middle of the night, they say early morning, which for us is like still nighttime, so it's probably like 3-4 in the morning.
Well, that's very good clarification.
That's where we stay, but that's normally that's nighttime.
The suspect is Damian Sanderson
and his brother Miles Sanderson.
And they are 30. Miles is 30 and Damian is 31 years old.
And they went from house to house in a small reserve, and they just started fucking stabbing people together. But the big thing that was really, they don't know they're on the lam. The biggest mystery is that, so they were brothers that were attacking everyone. It was Damian and Miles. They found Damian's body. Dead as well. They think that maybe the other brother stabbed him to death too.
Yes.
It's fucking crazy. It's a wild story.
According to authorities, Damian's body was found with visible injuries, and they are saying it is not believed to be self-inflicted.
No.
So, as we saw with the 2 people that escaped upstate in New York a couple of years back, I forget their name. I
remember one was Sweat
and White, I think, something like that. Anyway, they got into a massive fight because, believe it or not, when you go on a co-killing spree or when you both escape jail, maybe you're not actually really friends or close. You really get to learn who a person is.
Well, they call it
in
trauma
those
bonding.
Moments.
You know, the idea that if you went through disaster together and you get married, right? Like a type of thing they call it trauma bonding. Like you fall in love with that person that you're with. But it seems that when you're both like career criminals stabbing a bunch of people, there's already a lot of anger in there. And it's difficult. It fucks with your relationship.
Now, in a bit of a scapegoat argument, they're blaming alcohol and drugs. I would assume that if you're going to do a stabbing massacre like this, probably some crystal meth would help.
I don't know if they're drinking Sanka.
I don't think they're really drunk on sake here, but the pair is accused of carrying out this attack, this deadly spree on Sunday.
Do they not make Sanka anymore?
Sad. I don't know what Sanka is.
Sanka was a thing they used to do back in the day. It was a instant coffee. Do you remember instant coffee?
I do remember instant.
It was disgusting.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
So this took place in an indigenous community in Saskatchewan, and 19 people were injured, and as we said, 10 were dead, and now 11 given Damon. So I just can't. We don't know what knives they used, but this is so Like,
It's
that is
wild.
like not easy to do.
No, it's not. No,
And
it is very
it's just
scary.
devastating.
And that is one of those stories that's going to open up as we're going to probably learn about kind of what happened. Why did they target this town? We think maybe that they were from there.
13 different locations.
Yes, they went ham. They went crazy because a group shooting, this is sad. But the reason why it's so prevalent, especially in America, because of our access to the assault rifles, is that they're relatively
it's fairly easy to do.
It's easy
not
to do.
difficult to be a mass shooter in America.
No, you can just spray a bunch of people.
Yes, look at
Stabbing
Stephen
a bunch
Paddock
of
for crying
people
out
to
loud.
death is actually very physically difficult.
It is.
Because
and-
Ed Kemper, he famously said that because he thought that you just stab them once and they die.
Right.
But he realized, no, when you stab somebody, they leak.
They were traveling in a Nissan Rogue, and indeed they went exactly
Appropriate
that.
car.
So yeah, we'll
That's
keep you
funny,
updated.
though.
We don't know what triggered these people, what happened. Either way, it's horrible.
Maybe it was the Kim and Pete breakup.
Oh, maybe you're Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Maybe I think that because especially and then when Florence Pugh was she was
I don't even know what that
shunned
means.
at the film festival.
I know. I don't know
I feel
what
like
it
that
means.
destabilized a lot of people, even just thinking that Chris Pine and Harry Styles could have any form of feud. I'd kill my whole family too.
That's what they say, Olivia Wilde. Anyway, according to Regina Police Chief Evan Bray, they said in a statement, "We're confident that someone out there knows the whereabouts of these two and has information that would be valuable to the police. I urge you to get in touch." And then they talk about there's a lot of grief, anxiety, and it's just horrible for that community. So our hearts go out to that community, and it's just something I have never. I mean, we did have the knife attack in London that was terror related.
Yes.
But this is just it's extremely unique and
straight up old fashioned spree murder, Richard Speck style. So we'll see. We'll see how this pans out.
And 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
But you know what? You know who they aren't?
Who?
Heroes of the week.
They are not heroes of the week. All right, this week's hero of the week. It's the Audubon Society. Have I made them a hero yet?
That the people that do the birds?
Yes.
So that's the Lord of Birds.
They are
they decide what a bird legally is.
50 years worth of conserving the tern and puffin populations in Maine has created.
You just saw the name Puffin.
Yes, has created a stable colony for thousands of breeding birds. Isn't that exciting?
This is not bad.
This is not bad.
Of all of the things, because society is a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's humans.
Absolutely.
It is saving birds. Puffin is disgusting meat. You don't want to eat it.
Don't eat my dog, please God. No. Located on Petite Menin and other small islands off the coast, the birds have absorbed the worst of the climate change during the 2000s. But they got too hot. But they are returning in large numbers of breeding pairs and fledgling chicks.
That's cute, though.
So there you go.
That's not bad.
So,
What they should do is the Audubon Society, which happens is insurance should show up, right? And then create the Audubon Society, right? And then you take all these birds and shit and you put them all over a highway with no speed limit and you just fucking turn them into paste.
See what happens, sure. So the Audubon Society, it began in 1972, and they've been trying to recreate the breeding rooms for these birds for quite a while.
Man, and they put so much, the time and expense they put into these birds' fucking rooms, it was incredible. You wouldn't believe they have so much looby. I don't know what do birds have sex?
Yes, they do. They have corkscrew penises. In 2009, the puffin breeding pairs fell to a bleak 47. Well, only 16% of all tern chicks reached adolescence.
That's not an even number. How's that pairs?
I don't know. So using their leg bands, the team has, it's called Project Puffin, and it keeps track of the birds, and now they're doing just fine.
That's not bad. This is, honestly, folks, listen here.
Folks, I've seen the documents,
Hey,
folks.
you seen what he just did? That's a real hero. You did it. Save
the Audubon
birds.
Society of Maine. Yeah. Unless, of course, these birds get in your backyard and take a dump all over the place.
Of course. Or the puffins turned out they were like invasive and they destabilized some other population of other birds. I mean, I don't
think they are. They're not
but
like
there's always something we're wrong about. So we'll find out.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, that was about as good as it could get.
That's really good. That's hopeful. That makes me feel hopeful for the rest of the year.
There were some other heroes, but I just sort of forgot about those.
No, you did good. That's fine. To be honest, you fucking no need to try too hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? You got her in there. W's a W.
Absolutely.
Well, it's now time for some listener emails. Now, I'm enjoying this email because as a person that has watched, like, this is one thing, we have a unique vantage point as people in the entertainment industry.
Sure.
About conspiracy theory, because I've watched conspiracy theory form about me in front of my own eyes that I know that is not true. Right? Like, you watch it happen on the internet. You watch a bunch of people say a bunch of shit that's not true.
Sort of like you with the Bud Light Lime.
Well, that is something that's called magic and marketing, and it worked. And it continues to hold to be true.
It was a margarita.
It
was my Bud Light margarita, which, by the way,
it's already been done.
Big news.
What?
I'm a Michelob Ultra guy now. 96 cals, 2.2 grams.
So this is your diet?
Yeah. But I actually do like Michelob Ultra. I'm really a fan.
I'm
a fan.
Ultra?
I'm a fan. You get it real cold out of that draft.
You were in San Antonio for too long.
Hey, I'm a Michelob Ultra guy.
Ooh, all right. Hey, I'm not going to take it. Hey, every band's got to switch up every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Right? But as a person that has watched things blossom in front of me that are not real, I know that this is a phenomenon that happens, and this is a really great example of it. Right? You see, I had my own brush with the satanic panic when I was in the 8th grade. This is around 2001, past what many would consider to be the height of the panic, but I lived in a small town in rural Virginia, so it never truly went away.
Sure.
This also happened to be the magical time I started to get unsupervised access to the internet.
Oh, my.
And even convinced my Bible-thumping parents to let me have a PC in my bedroom. I remember I did the same. It was a mistake. It ruined my studies.
Well, it's probably best you weren't jerking off in the living room.
Naturally, this leads, I used to have to jerk off in the living room. I used to have the whole computer room, and then I have to time it in between. I used to actively jerk off while my mom was, like, making dinner, and have to time the cum. Right? To when she was done with meatballs.
Omelets are ready.
Naturally, this led to me and my friends talking shit in chat rooms, sharing absolutely vile images and websites with each other on Instant Messenger. Remember that? Now, one night when my friend Brian was sleeping over, we were revisiting a well-known shock website for about the 1 millionth time. It was called Goatsy. Right? Now, as you probably know, it featured only a single image of a man bent over, spreading his anus open to the camera, wide enough to comfortably cradle a grapefruit. Right?
I don't remember that one, but okay.
You don't remember Goatsy?
I don't remember Goatsy. Is it still up?
I'm going to look it up for you right now. So you
is
can
it
just
still
take a look
up?
at it.
It's still up.
Is it? What are you talking about? Why are you covering this?
Well, because
why are you covering this? No. Goatsy
internet.
Unfiltered. What is happening to this fucking
You're on
internet?
Google. You got to go to goatsy.com. Oh, it may have been taken off.
What?
It may be taken off.
You gotta be. What?
I'm sorry, buddy. Time keeps on ticking into the future here. This is kind of a time slip. It's a bit of a time slip we're dealing with here, isn't it?
Uncensored. Goatsy This is fucking the nanny world we're in.
Welcome to my world, buddy.
This is the nanny world we're in. That's the fucking asshole right there,
There, sure.
We're not going to be able to show it, but Kissel's now seeing it.
It's medical. Yeah, it's
medical.
Yeah, it's medical. Yeah. So, good.
Now, please get off my screen.
I don't know if it warrants an entire website.
Well, that was because it was fun at the time, right?
Yeah.
All right, now we're looking at Goatsy, right? These kinds of images are commonplace these days, sure. Well, but honestly, not as much. Look at it. Obviously, we just tried to.
Oh, it's harder than ever to find a butthole on the internet. Yeah, that's a big problem.
So my friends and I, we adopted Goatsy as a kind of a mascot. Of course, a banner to rally under, a unifying symbol that we shared with other kids we thought might find it funny, and kids we knew definitely would not.
Sure.
Right? It was a line in the sand.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it.
Now, anyway, my friend Brian and I were laughing about somehow a new detail we noticed in the picture, the wedding ring, the way it looked like the inside of a man's anus was frowning, when suddenly my bedroom door opened to open up. No, to my relief, it was my parents, but it was my 7-year-old brother, Cody.
Oh, my.
Now, I told him to get out of my room, but he stubbornly held his ground, right? And he said that he wanted to see what we were laughing at.
Oh,
right?
my goodness. He doesn't want to see that.
We'd obliged to show him. Right? Brian moved away from the gigantic CRT monitor he was shielding and let Cody gaze upon Goatsy with his young and innocent eyes, right? Unsurprisingly, he was confused by what he saw.
Yeah, it's confusing.
But as the image sank into his adolescent mind, he started to cringe. Finding this hilarious, my friend said, "This is the Goatsy man. He swallows up annoying little shitheads." Right?
Oh.
But then he burst into tears and screamed. right? And in a panic, we closed out the window before my mom came. She asked him what was wrong, but all he could say was his chokes cries was, "The goatsy man, the goatsy man." Mom then asked me what had happened. My friend and I said that, like, I don't know what the fuck. He was already crying. I don't know what he was
Yeah,
saying,
these little
right?
kids cry all the time,
Right?
sure.
They calmed him down. He had a rough time getting to sleep that night. I was 12. I didn't really notice, but quickly forgotten about it, right? And he never tried. He said, to his credit, his little brother never once told his mom what happened, right? So it's like, all right, off the hook. Until a week later. The cool psychologist called my parents. Now, apparently, Cody had been talking about the goatsy man around his classmates and to his teacher. Right? He talked about seeing the goatsy man and how the goatsy man wanted to eat little kids, especially all the adults seemed to think that he was saying goat man.
Okay.
Right? So years later, Cody told me the school psychologist, the principal, and some other people who didn't recognize sat him down to speak to him about this encounter with the goat man. Right?
A cryptid
and had him
indeed.
go over it about a dozen times, each time twisting the story a little bit more. Eventually, the story became that he saw the goat man through a window instead of just a picture. And then they had him do a drawing of the goat man, right? Which is true to the original, involving hands spreading open an orifice. But now it was a large gaping mouth full of sharp teeth.
Oh, okay.
Right? Narrow, angular eyes and horns have been added as a way of some, I guess, because of some form of coaching.
Sure.
Right? Eventually, the principal and the school psychologist met with each student individually to talk to them about the goat man.
Nothing else was going on
No,
here, huh?
and even at that age, I could tell that they were both super horned up, trying to uncover some kind of some ring, all right? They asked us if any stranger had approached us, offer satanic books, all right, who invited to play games like Dungeons and Dragons, right? Did that happen, right?
Have them read the
In the meeting,
Bible?
they showed us a copy of Cody's drawing to see if it would jog anybody's memory, right? Of an encounter with a demonic goat man, right? And then when he saw the picture, the older brother saw the picture, he almost had a stroke trying not to laugh, right? Because he knows it's goatsy.
It's goatsy. It's a man's butthole, yeah.
And after the excitement over the goat man died down, I thought I was done with this terrible ordeal, right? And that was when my mom came to my room one evening. Now, while all this was happening at school, I believe my mom and dad were doing some prodding and leading of their own. They were there, and they were devout Baptists to the point of bombarding us with the usual fire and brimstone, end times, blah, blah, blah. Now, when my mom came in, she very calmly asked me, why does Cody finally admitted to her that she had seen the goat man in my room?
Right. Why would she say that?
Now, I tried to play stupid again, but she smelled the bullshit, and she kept pushing. Now, I wouldn't say my parents were abusive, but it's a question that I had to ask myself a few times, right? She's like, let me see what you showed him. Right? I was like, no, I can't tell you.
I wouldn't
can't
do
tell
that.
you this.
Definitely
the more
not.
insistent she became. So finally, he's like, all right.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't do that.
No, never.
No, you can't. No. You have to hold that lie.
He pulled up the website, right? She stood there looking into Goatsy's gaping asshole for what felt like an eternity, right? I could see her face undulating between anger and confusion. And finally, it landed on disappointment.
Oh, that's
Partially
not so
because
bad.
I think she got swept up in the excitement of the witch hunt, but mostly because she learned that her oldest son was spending his time looking at a man's gaping open asshole.
That's a
on
funny
the
little.
internet.
It's a funny
Right?
joke. It's beyond a gape, to be fair.
She left my room without saying a word, and they just never brought it up again.
See, that's actually very nice of them.
They had to just move on. I just find it interesting. Just remember, these are where these things can come from.
Absolutely. It's where they always do. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening.
As always, man, it's good to be back.
It's great to be back with you.
We're on them radio waves, man.
Well, we're on a podcast.
We're out here, radio
But we do
waves.
Sirius, which also is not on radio
No,
waves.
it's like
that's
a radio.
That's the whole point.
Kissel, you gotta love your life being the new version of a radio DJ. You gotta laugh. You and me sucking on a stogie you were talking about before, about how you let a stogie just go out and let it be wet. Honestly, and I'm glad you do that, because you know what? That means you're going to live to a solid ripe age of 58.
58, but with the skin of an 80-year-old.
Yep. I love those cigars for you, man.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Northfield, Ohio. And I believe all those shows are doing really well, but there's probably a couple of tickets out there. So
Oh, yeah. Can't wait, man.
if you can get a chance, come and join us. We don't have many U.S. shows left.
It's coming, man. It's coming to an end. These are all the end of the 2020 dates.
Oh, my gosh.
It's almost 3 years later,
Oh,
dude.
my God.
It's been a great trip,
been
though.
crazy.
It's been so fucking good being on tour and seeing everybody, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to see people in the UK and up in Europe, and then all the way down in Australia. And I learned a proper way to do an accent is you're supposed to tie in the upper lip.
Oh, isn't that something? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Magustalations.
Bye. Hail me. Bye.
Bye.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Back to school season. You've got the new backpack, the folders, the 17 highlighter colors, but there's one essential that never makes the shopping list. Their pillow. And we all know better school days start with better sleep. So we've got big news. Coop Sleep Goods is running their back-to-school sale. Save 20% on the entire collection. Spend $150 or more and get a free gift. The sale starts July 28th and ends August 25th. From cooling pillows to mattress toppers that transform thin dorm room mattresses. I mean, the only thing left to blame for a bad night's sleep is their insomniac roommate. Coop's pillows are adjustable, built to fit how your kid sleeps, whether that's a twin XL dorm bed or their room at home. Spend $150 or more and get a free Ultra Tech pillow protector. Head to coopsleepgoods.com/comedy. That's COOP sleepgoods.com/comedy. 20% off plus a free pillow protector with $150 or more.
Hey, listeners. Marcus, Ed, and Henry here with a little bit of an announcement.
You loving all the episodes of Last Podcast on the Left lately? Well, listen, now you can get even more from us.
Squeeze it out of us. If you want to hear new episodes ad-free and unlock access to Last Podcast on the Left 7 days early, subscribe to SiriusXM Podcast Plus on Apple Podcasts or visit SiriusXM.com/Podcast Plus to start your free trial today. Do it.